Hello and welcome everyone, this is Calebovitsch coming to you with Marvel Snap Deck Tech. Now what I will be talking about today is a Pool 1 deck that is based around small, cheap characters and boosting them up with some ongoing effects. That is going to be the Onslaught Zoo. Now what this deck is about, let me show you. Once you are going through Pool 1, you will not have all these cards available to you from the beginning, but there are some more important ones and less important ones. So let me talk you through it. Main plan of this deck is to populate the board as much as you can with either your 1-drops or just some other characters. Boost them up with Khazar, ongoing your 1-cost cards have +1 power. Blue Marvel, your other cards have +1 power. And Onslaught, double your other ongoing effects at this location, mainly Khazar and Blue Marvel. So how you're going about it is you are just playing 1s and 2s to 2 of the locations, and in a third location you're playing Khazar into Blue Marvel into Onslaught, or at least 2 of those 3 and something else for good measure. And given in a game you will be seeing usually 9 out of your 12 cards, you should have at least 2 of these most of the time. Now the main cards for the deck are those 3, obviously, and you are getting them early on. But also stuff like Ant-Man, Elektra, Squirrel Girl. I think those are the 3 most important 1-drops alongside probably Nightcrawler, putting it at 4. So Ant-Man, Elektra, Squirrel Girl, and Nightcrawler. Now for the rest of the deck. I mean, Ant-Man is very good because usually for 1 cost it offers you 4 stats, and it can get even bigger with Khazar and Blue Marvel. And if you get Onslaught into Ant-Man's lane, remember, it gets +3 and then another +3 because this ongoing ability is doubled. Elektra is just a very funky way of messing with the opponent's lineup. It only has 1 power, but its main power comes from removing the opponent's power, if you catch my drift. Squirrel Girl populates 3 lanes, adding 1 power squirrels into the other 2 locations, and that are just so very adorable. I mean, right? Korg is the most filler of these 1-drops, but the ability to shuffle a rock, which is just a useless card, well, even says it in the flavor text, into the opponent's deck can really throw a wrench in their gears. Nightcrawler, very important ability. You can move this once, use it at the latest possible moment so that the opponent doesn't know what to expect. So best to move it on turn 6, but sometimes it is important to move it earlier. Also, if you have 4 characters in a location, including Nightcrawler, remember you can move Nightcrawler out and still play something else into that location, hopefully with more power. Medusa, we could go for some other 2-drops, but I really like Medusa because she is more often than not just 4 power for 2. There are some occasions where the middle location you can't play her there, but more often than not, that is 4 power for 2. That is good enough. Scarlet Witch is here to get rid of some locations that are just bad for you. But if you don't play her in a game, even if you draw her, that's no biggie. I mean, she is here more as a panic button than anything else. Given that you will be filling up your lanes, Captain America with his ongoing ability or other cards at this location have +1 power, meaning you have more control over this than, for example, if you were playing Punisher, because you are populating your lanes a lot. And this is an ongoing ability which also gets boosted by Onslaught. And Cosmo is here to round things out, mainly because as an ongoing ability, unreveal abilities won't happen at this location. That is very good protection of the lane where you want to be playing your Khazar, Blue Marvel, and Onslaught from cards such as the Enchantress, or probably, no, Shang-Chi is later. Usually Enchantress, and you also can be used in lanes where you want to protect your 1-drops against Elektra. Now, if you are really paranoid about opponents playing Elektra, instead of Scarlet Witch, you can play Armor. That just saves your stuff at a location. And if you were going to make some adjustments, I think that is the main one that you could go for. That is Armor instead of Scarlet Witch. Okay, so that's the theory about this deck. Now let me show you a couple of games of how this deck works. All right. First game, we're starting already with our top end, that is Blue Marvel and Onslaught. Between Ant-Man and Korg, I think I want to throw the wrench or throw the rock at the opponent a bit faster. And the opponent is answering with Ant-Man into the middle yet unknown location. Next is Asgard. After turn 4, whoever is winning here draws 2 cards. But after turn 4, we already have our turn 5 and turn 6 play, so it really doesn't matter if we win Asgard or not. I'm just going to leave it to the opponent, probably, and just focus on winning Stark Tower, populating it, and then going Blue Marvel and Onslaught into some other location. Well, and then there's Ego, which throws the wrench into everyone's plan. But here, why not snap? Why not make it fun for everyone? Let's see what the opponent does with that. They also are Captain America-ing somewhere. I wonder if Ego is just going to Scarlet Witch itself. It is quite possible. Or no, wait, it is, yeah. Fortunately, this deck plays itself more often than not. There's Nightcrawler, there's Scarlet Witch, making our lives even worse for us. Yeah, that's not gonna be huge. Why did you move? Why did you? Why did you move? Claw. Okay, we're not winning middle. We are winning left and right, so I'm keeping this as it is. And for the last one, just play something to the right. Onslaught, very good. I am keeping this. We are at 11 power in the right location, and we are going +3 into the left one. And Ego actually won it for us. So this shows to prove that this deck plays itself. Right? Right. Moving on. Now for game 2, this is not a huge start, given that we are running 5 1-drops and we have not drawn either one of them here. Very low probability, but still it is fine. Now, if we are not populating Kiln as fast, we might want to just Scarlet Witch it. But given that we just got an alternative 2-drop, I think Medusa's Hair can just go to the Mindscape, but be mindful that if we do draw Onslaught, we might just want to get Mindscape out of here. Kiln is another one to go, potentially. Clintar turns stuff into a 1-drop. Now, question is, I think I would like to Korg and Scarlet Witch instead of just Captain America. Question is, where? Where to play which? I think we can just Korg middle and Scarlet Witch the... because we want to play Khazar next round. I think I want a Scarlet Witch here. No. Yes, to Clintar. To Clintar! Alright. Don't care about Kill anymore. And Clintar becomes Wakanda. Sure, that's fine. We want Elektra there. Cosmo for some protection. Right now we're thinking about just winning Wakanda and Mindscape. So I will Khazar into Wakanda. Strong guy. We're still winning 2 locations, so we're still going first. So here's the thing. Do we want to Blue Marvel or do we want to Elektra them? If we Blue Marvel here, we know they can Elektra our middle. We can also Captain America and Cosmo. And then they will have Blue Marvel, Elektra, and something, and they will not be able to get rid of Strong Guy. To power up Strong Guy. But whatever they have, I think just playing out Blue Marvel over here is going to be better or not. We can also Elektra Captain America here. Or, no. Electra, Captain America here, and they can either Blue Marvel or Cosmo somewhere. But we will be having the initiative, most probably. That was also a good moment to snap. They are playing Blue Marvel, they will have access to another Blue Marvel, adding 4, 5, 6, 7 to the right lane. So we need to add more than 7 to our right lane. We drew our Onslaught, so this is a good moment to snap. Opponent is probably going to retreat, but if they don't, I think Onslaught is just going to win it for us here. Remember, they have Cosmo, they have Blue Marvel, neither of them does anything on Mindscape, and something that they drew, unless it's something like Chavez, we should be fine. But I'm guessing they are going Marvel into right, and they draw a 1-drop onto Mindscape. A rock from Korg. You're welcome. 4 cubes, here we go. On to game number 3. Alright, now we have a better start because we already have our 1-drops. Do we want more 1-drops from Vibranium Mines? That is the question. If we do, Squirrel Girl here. If we don't, Squirrel Girl somewhere else. We have Onslaught here already. I think I want to get Squirrel Girl somewhere else. Because we still need to draw into either Khazar or Blue Marvel for this one to make sense. And the opponent says, sure, I'll get some Vibranium. And they also whiffed on Mantis. Usually in Pool 1, people play their first drop onto the leftmost location. More often than not. Not always. But I don't think I would just blindly go Mantis or Star-Lord into a location or another, unless I have nothing else to play and the rest just curves itself out. Huge whiff on the second one, on turn number 2. Scarlet Witch from the opponent changes Sokovia into Strange Academy. That is interesting. Now, going on curve, Captain America goes into Asgard. Maybe we will be able to draw some more into, well, the good cards in our deck. While the opponent is still trying to fish out stuff from the Vibranium Mines. Okay, sure, we can lose the mines as long as we win Asgard. Into Blue Marvel. Okay, having Blue Marvel and Onslaught is very good. And I guess we will be playing both of them into Asgard. So I am... Or Strange Academy, actually. I think I'm willing to snap right now. Play Medusa in the middle. Next up, I am seriously considering going Blue Marvel into the middle. And seeing how it goes. On the other hand, we can go Blue Marvel over here into Asgard. And then, depending on what the opponent does, I mean, we can overpopulate the middle. We can go to the left. On the other hand, if Blue Marvel goes to Vibranium Mines, do we want to draw the Vibranium? That's the question. I mean, playing him into Strange Academy actually doesn't make sense. Now that I think of it. I'll just put him into Asgard and see how this goes. White Tiger. Alright, they actually want to take control of Asgard. While we almost have control of the Vibranium Mines. Now, you gotta remember that the opponent might just play something like a Blue Marvel, adding +4 here, so we need to add at least 5 to Vibranium Mines to be sure. And that is in the form of Ant-Man. Also, they have the initiative. Remember that. So if they Enchantress here, we cannot respond to it with Cosmo. So if they Enchantress into Asgard, we actually lose because it's taking out a lot of stats from over here. What we can do, though, is we can add 3 more cards And I would like to go for the most powerful ones over here to hopefully win Strange Academy while still trying to win Asgard. So technically, we're winning all 3 lanes, being just vulnerable to Enchantress onto Asgard. And the results are... If I was going first, if I had the initiative, I would just go Cosmo here to hopefully win it. And yes, indeed, they go for Enchantress, costing us those 8 cubes, but that was a risk I was willing to take. And we are losing on the tiebreaker. Oh well. You win some, you lose some, on to the next game. And for the last game, we can start with Ant-Man. You don't want to be starting with Elektra. And here in Onslaught Citadel, ongoing effects here are already doubled. So that's a good place to put our Ant-Man. And even Cosmo. I mean, doubling Cosmo doesn't matter, but at least they're not gonna Enchantress there. And given how previous game went, we can... Oh, well, we don't need Onslaught. We already have our Citadel. We can also proactively just play Cosmo into Citadel to make sure that that they cannot mess with it. Medusa into the middle, just putting a lot of stats into Asgard, so we can be the ones drawing the cards. Sakaar putting Elektra there. Opponent goes with Strong Guy first. That's actually quite bad for me. But nonetheless, I still think I would like to Cosmo into Citadel to protect ourselves for now. And they're going Squirrel Girl. We're still winning Asgard, and I think I need to populate Asgard now a lot. Then add Blue Marvel into Onslaught Citadel, and depending on what else is in play, do just that. Oh, no one's drawing cards then. Okay. Blue Marvel. Snap. They are currently at 3 cards in hand. We gotta remember about Strong Guy. If their hand is empty, yeah, they're also gonna Blue Marvel there. And now, if they snap, that probably means they have Onslaught in hand, which is gonna prove disastrous. Now, the most stats we can get is by playing Khazar here, but also for potential tiebreakers, we can play Korg here. Now, if the opponent doesn't snap, I just end the turn. If they do snap, I think I would like to retreat, because usually that means they have Onslaught. But for now, let's see. Okay, they snapped. I'm not going to retreat to show you that indeed they have Onslaught into Onslaught Citadel, and in this particular situation you should be retreating. But I also might be mistaken, because they played 3 cards, actually. No, they just said Nightcrawler. Never mind then. Apparently I can be wrong from time to time. And the opponent can get lucky from time to time, because that Ironheart didn't give them 100% win rate. Alright, chat. Thank you very much for watching. This is going to be it for this video. Stay tuned for next video, in which I will be talking about Spectrum Ongoing. Calebovitsch out.